Hi guys, it's me, Halo. Happy New Year's Eve. I promised like a live countdown. Live, not really, because my flight kept getting delayed, so I'm like actually trying to get back to New York. But I'm in Kansas right now, and I wanted to count down to the new year with you all. In our own little hot literati way. So, starting with cooking demo-ish. I've gotten so into cooking this year, and I've been like, I love my family. I've been annoying them so much because I've been just like making everyone go to the grocery store with me and like look at the produce and be like, whoa, there's so much produce in the world and you can do so much with it. So, like all of my weird little rabbit holes, I'm going to share them with you all online so that I can stop annoying my family. So today I'm making, my dad grilled turkey burgers. Thank you, Dad. Beautiful. They don't grill in New York like they do in Kansas. And I made like sauteed mushrooms and onions. I love sweet yellow onion and criminy mushroom. And then I've gotten so into Napa cabbage. I'll get like a whole Napa cabbage on a run, like run home. Insane. It's like a Chinese cabbage. It's so good braised. So right now I'm braising some Napa cabbage and trying not to burn it. Yeah, I'm going to cut the rest of this up, braise it with some like soy sauce, maybe a little, I don't have lemon juice, maybe like apple cider vinegar, season it. I'm really into sage and fennel, like fennel seeds. I kind of want to do something with dill. That might be too much for today. But yeah, I'm so into cooking right now. I don't know why. It's just like a fun thing that you can do. So I'm going to check back in once I've made everything. And yeah, Hot Literati Culinary Club launching this year. Let's cook, let's eat, let's drink together out in the world and extend our digital universe and make our world that much bigger. Amazing. Okay, I added a little bit of sage and a little bit of thyme. I always think about that Simon Garfunkel song, Are You Going to Scarborough Fair? Sage, rosemary, and thyme, which is in The Graduate. The Graduate was one of those like first 60s films I saw where I was like, what was going on in this decade and why are the films so good? And if those spices are in a song together, you know, they have to pair well. I don't make the rules. Okay, that's done. And with braised cabbage, Benny, go. Our dogs are not supposed to be in the kitchen when people are cooking, but they're such babies and they want food, and you know, if I'm cutting an apple, I'm gonna give the dog a piece. In the oven, I made roasted, I was saying when you braise cabbage, I think you can't for too long or else it gets kind of like soggy. I learned the hard way with greens, like what water can do. I got really into bok choy for a bit, and my fridge was too cold and I accidentally froze it, so then there was like water content in it when I was cooking it. But like fresh greens, fresh cabbage, anything that comes in like a bulb or, what do you call that? Like I forget what like bok choy is called. Yeah, once it like freezes, it's just kind of like a different vegetable. So, with cabbage and Napa cabbage especially, I feel like the trick is not cooking it for too long because it's so delicate, like raw. I think I made some of the pieces right, not all of it. I'm not a pro. And then another vegetable I've been like super into is a Japanese sweet potato. I was like taking my father to the store. I was like, no, like, this is the one. Like, they're so good and they're such an interesting flavor, and the little sign at the grocery store will say that they're good for frying, but I, like a baby, am afraid of using hot oil in any capacity because of like I don't want to get popped by it. And I tried to make fried chicken once as a kid. I was so ambitious in the kitchen, and I would try to cook these crazy things when my parents were on, and then I'd just like throw away the proof. Mom, Dad, if you're watching this, you didn't hear that. So I say that to say that I roasted my Japanese sweet potato, and I think it's done. So I'm going to take that out of the oven. I'm not saying these are great, okay? I'm not saying I'm an amazing cook, but I just feel like reinvigorated about food at this point in my life, and after doing like pageants and ballet from a really like healthy perspective for what feels like the first point in my life. Like, my goal is not to get smaller or to like restrict or like track everything, but I'm truly just like amazed by the earth, the produce that comes out of it, and I'm really excited about it all and the different combinations you can make with stuff. So these are my roasted sweet potatoes, and I'm really excited about them. Okay, I'm gonna eat my dinner. There's truly no cohesion on this plate, so I don't even want to show you. But yeah, we'll be talking about food more this year, and I'm super excited, and we'll be doing some community-oriented stuff. Benny, go. That is a little more like participatory that I'm super excited about. I'm gonna eat. I don't believe in eating while looking at a screen. It's a hard stance that I've taken myself that I think has made my life so much better and like sensory. But I am gonna read because I'm almost done with this library book I have that is overdue. My flight was delayed, that's my excuse. And in the meantime, I'm so excited to introduce the Hot Literati New Year's Eve Countdown, where we review some of our favorite moments from the year and just some other good fun stuff as we roll in 2025. A new year, new intentions, same world, big sky, beautiful people. Okay, I'm gonna pack and make a cup of tea, and while I pack, I want to introduce the legend, the enigma, the multifaceted, talented writer, DJ, couples therapist, Anderson II, who created this amazing video that encapsulates his vibe as an artist, as a person, and as someone who I adore and am super grateful to have been able to work with throughout 2024. Anderson, here we go.
A fantastical world surrounds me and is me.
I'm Anderson II. You can just call me Anderson. Or A. Or A2. Or El Segundo. Whatever you wish.
The knife I turn inside myself is me. The knife I turn inside myself is me. Love is an amalgamation of all desires. It is the need for the pre-birth void, where the self is vanished, when there is no sensation, only wholeness, unity, completion, absence. And it is the desire to have another to fill the tainted second absence found profusely in life. It is attachment. It is a weakness and a blessing, something to be felt as well as feared and understood. Not simply an instinct, but a great many things, a force of nature, survival. Love is everything, really.
I know I'm different from you. I've always been different, even from my own family. That doesn't scare me anymore. We can learn from each other. If I had to think about it, Hot Literati was the first merit-based writing audition sort of thing I've ever been accepted into.
Now it's 5:30. I want nothing. I'm pure. I don't wish this solitude on you. but I myself am in the creating fog. Lucid darkness, luminous stupidity. There is much I cannot tell you. I'm not going to be autobiographical. I want to be bio. I write with the flow of the words.
Who am I, and what do I have to say? I am the deep within the Plutonian chasm. I am all the mysteries of creation. I'm a star in a human-shaped vessel. I'm comprised of absences. It was my dreams that made me.
In this world, in this body, I linger on the threshold of fate.
Is this DJ 999?
Simply, I am I, and you are you. It is vast and will endure. What I'm writing you is a this. It won't stop. It goes on. Look at me and love me. No, you look at yourself and love yourself. That's right. What I'm writing to you goes on, and I am bewitched.
Okay, guys, I hope you liked that. Isn't Anderson amazing? This is Benny, the baby of my parents' dogs. He's so clingy. He's part Doberman. He's like a small horse. And I thought it would be fun to do like an impromptu outfit of the day. Because it's such a joke, like you go home, right, and you have your B tier or C tier clothing, and I'm proud of myself. I feel like I really made it work this time around, because I don't know, I really do believe in, my mom always said, dress for the part you want, not the part you have, and as I get older, I get more, like, discerning with things. I talked about this a lot with, like, love and dating, but I feel this way about, like, clothes, too. Like, you should let go of the old things that don't serve you anymore, let go of the things that don't make you feel like $1,000,000, and I think your quality of life just, like, increases as well, and you are able to, like, take pride in how you present yourself, and hard to do with your C-tier clothing, but I made it work. So here's my outfit of the day. I don't know why I had these tights or where I got them, but they're like leopard print. I'm thinking about maybe bringing them back to New York with me because they're so cute. And then this dress, which I wore on my 20th birthday, before I knew how to like myself, and I was super awkward, and I went to this like French restaurant with my now ex, this French restaurant that my dad would take me to here growing up called La Galette. And I have these socks from Calzedonia. I love Calzedonia. And yeah, so next up, I am going to introduce a sneak peek for our next podcast episode. I'm really excited. This year, I'm choosing to do guests on the podcast. I've been getting a lot of like inbound requests, but I can tell when someone like wants to be on it just because they want to promote something, which is fair. But I want to be super intentional about the guests that we bring on, and The first guest this year is an incredible person again, and is someone that's been like a part of the Hot Literati universe anytime we've done anything like musically or anything that's required like a score or something. And his perspective on art, and I think the conversation was just wonderful. So next up, you'll see a sneak peek of the episode with Bassie, which will be the January podcast episode on the Hot Literati podcast. And when we come back, I'm going to give you a miniature book tour of my at-home library, the really, really good one. For you, is there a difference between like playing to play, playing to record, and playing to perform?
Yes, but it's not as strong of a difference as it used to be. Like for me back then as in like 2018, 2019, when I was really learning piano, just playing the piano just to play it was like very soothing, peaceful for me. But then whenever I would record myself, or I would try to like record a little snippet in FL, and I would like listen to it and play it back, that's whenever it got more stressful, just because like I would hear the inconsistencies, I would hear just like all the different things that I didn't like about it. And just kind of having that like timestamp of imperfection started getting to me. But now going into the recording process, I kind of have that mindset of just playing just to play. Like even perfect example is Print the Internet, what was that, track 4 on the EP. That piano intro was literally me just like, all right, I'm gonna just hit record, I'm gonna just play something. I'm not gonna edit it, I'm not gonna like re-record it, just whatever happens. And I feel like I wouldn't have been able to re-record something as genuine. And then the more takes it takes, like the more fake it sounds almost. So in terms of like playing just to play and playing when I'm recording, that bridge is getting shorter for sure. But whenever I'm performing, I think that's when I feel the most free, especially with drum set, because I used to be in a jazz band back in college. So it was a mixture of playing just to play, but I'm also being recorded, but I'm not the one recording me, if that makes any sense. Recorded as in like people are watching and like they're gonna have this memory, but I don't have to have like an idea of what I want it to sound like. I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna just play, and then whatever they think of it, they think of it.
I know I promised a book tour next, but I'm actually packing, and I want to show you this first. But yeah, that's Bassie. Bassie's so kind, so talented. Super thrilled to have him on the podcast and just participating in the Hot Literati digital universe in general. I'm packing now. I did want to check a bag, but then you know how it is when you go home. You get like full-size hair product, your mom wants to send you home with some food, and all of a sudden you have to check a bag. So the most comical thing I'm putting in this checked bag, though, is a book. I'm bringing like so much stuff. I'm bringing like candy for one of my best friends because we always get each other stuff. Favorite coffee from the Spice Merchant. Raw hazelnuts. Why? I have no clue. But the most comical thing I'm checking in this bag is this book, which I've taken everywhere with me. I've coat checked it a couple times. I've brought it on a date. The bartender has like set it by the bar. But I am proud to announce that I finally finished this. I think I rechecked it from the library 4 times. And it is one of the most fascinating books I think I've read, nonfiction-wise in a bit, even like form-wise, like just random papers I have in there. There's like nothing like getting reference images as you're reading and having to like go to that page to look at an art piece. It's such a fun way of interacting and engaging with a book. And I think it's like my first time having that much of a tactile experience with something I was reading in a while. I have this like weird little Substack that I think is called With Halo, where I literally just use it to annotate and to like word vomit and stuff. But I have like selected quotes from this book that I really liked on that Substack. And so I have to figure out how to put this in my bag. And it's not like full-size carry-on. This is a Le Paul Paris bag I've had since I was 17. I got it after I won Team USA in like some gift thing, but I really love it. And it's gonna have to protect this thing, which has been through a lot. Yeah. So next up, I want to take a moment to highlight our multimedia queen, everyone's favorite party girl, Victoria. Victoria wrote for Literati in 2024, and she pushed my boundaries. Like when she started writing for the site, she said, this is what I want to do. I want to do podcasts, I want to do video, I want to use all the mediums. She and I planned this like experimental reading together, but she really like planned so much of it and just like ran with the concept and got a leg tattoo live while reading a piece she wrote and then doing a QA as well. And she's just the type of person that makes you feel like it's okay to be a human being. And I will forever be grateful that our paths crossed. I will be grateful to have known her, to have partied with her, Princeton reunions, and to have been a part of her life. So now we'll get some footage from Miss Victoria, aka All Love Vic. Come to Princeton reunions with us. This is Victoria. I'm Halo. We are both writers. What are you expecting?
Crazy old alumni pride. Expecting them to like get into their like frat era.
I'm expecting a lot of memories I don't want to be reminded of. We took the train in from New York. You have to get on this little train in Princeton called the Dinky that takes you onto campus. This was the P-Raid. It's huge. Everyone's like having a good time already. F. Scott Fitzgerald lived in this building. Then we went to the Princeton Hermes. Professor, I'm so sorry I was late to lecture. I was picking up my Birkin.
This is not a real town. It's all fake, and everyone here is a paid actor.
Had to go to Nassau Hall. Then I told Vic the story of this eating club that served hot dogs for a full year because they ran out of money and wanted to drink. I know because I met someone who was there during that time in Washington Square Park. Then I took her to my eating club. I used to shower in here. That's like the class of 20-something, crazy. Then we ate, drank, talked to other alumni in my eating club, gave her a tour of the whole house, a lot of great memories here. And then we were so tired already, so we got espresso, met up with my best friend for this insane fireworks show. Then we hit the point in the evening where everyone just starts like going in these like liminal tents around campus. So fun though. And then at like 5 a.m. we took the train back to New York in different states of joy, euphoria.
What I'm about to read it's like a kind of a rewrite of the pilot episode of Wayward Wonderland, but it's also like other stuff. And it's kind of like how I fell down the rabbit hole, if you will. You have always known yourself well. Your joy was a guideline. The thing you take seriously is life itself. Like how aside from the traumatic parts of 8th grade, you were terribly amused by the drama because it reminded you of the Real Housewife shows you grew up watching with our mother. There was the day you tried to beat up that black kid in your own house, and the day years later when you found out that she's trans and she vogues and she's beautiful. There was the day you confessed the cuts on your arm to your mom, and the days you didn't confess the ones on your legs. The night you felt a cloud move from above your head and all you could think to say to anyone was I'm sorry and thank you. The day you started to dance again. The many days and many nights you wrote this very letter to yourself. The day you returned to pen and paper. Through all dreams and nightmares, all the pleas to God, you never asked to lose the weight of life, that which holds you to the ground. For us, the prize has always been change, and the stakes have always been life or death. We have always understood that permanence is only permanent for as long as we're alive, And so we live in between life and death, dreams and nightmares, permanence and temporality, reality and wonderland. You did not die.
Hey
guys, is it like crazy me if I answer my text right now?
No.
Okay, so I still have this book, guys. It's 2 days late. I blame United Airlines, but I packed it, made some tea. I always pack the night before. Here's my bookshelf. I really want to read that Douglas Adams book, but there is a lot of stuff in here that I've read about. Some books I've talked about online, like How the Pill Changes Everything. A lot of C.S. Lewis in this family. I do like a lot of his writing, though. A lot of Nabokov. A lot of these are things I've already read and talked about. Okay, guys, that was a hint at the at-home bookshelf. I could give you a tour, but I don't really live with those books anymore. You leave a little bit of life in each book, but I've been getting really into letting go of things, which I think for me has come with age, the raising of standards, and self-respect and self-love. I don't want to keep a broken cup if I can go get a nice one that means something to me, you know what I mean? Or I even just feel less attached to stuff in general, and have begun to really develop just appreciation for challenge, the relationships in my life, the people in it, family, the blessing of waking up every morning. So I've been getting really into the library because it is a more ephemeral experience of reading. When I think about the library books that had a huge impact on me as a kid, they were all library books, you know what I mean? And I remembered them, and I brought them back, and they felt so special because I had to bring them back. I think that's what makes a relationship, romantic relationships, so enthralling too, is this idea that you're choosing to be with someone, and they can not that they could leave at any time, but they kind of can, and it's the choice to remain with someone that I think is so beautiful. I think that's something that I had to age into as well, that perspective. Okay, I had to cut her off because she had a 6 a.m. flight, and this is me. I do want to do more travel blogging this year. Wallet willing and time willing. I love writing about travel. I think it's really fun and interesting, especially unconventional places. My piece on Jacksonville I really enjoyed. One thing that would be helpful for you all is if you told me where you wanted me to go, and also connecting with local tourism groups Tour XYZ cities. Sometimes they'll sponsor trips to create positive media about places, and that's what I love doing, making positive media and narrative. Okay, after 2 days of delays, I'm back in New York. I wasn't really sure what to wear. I brought this back from Kansas. I got this when I was still in the pageant world, kind of. I might do it with a pointy boot, but it's just a little bit big. But it gives such I always feel like Mrs. Smith and Mr. and Mrs. Smith whenever I wear this. And I'm super excited. I'm gonna put on a little bit of tint, pick a shoe. I think I'm ready to wear heels again after a year of hard rule no heels. I have these clicky little pointy toe boots, and I wore them in Kansas, and I was wait, yeah, I'm ready. And I'm gonna put on my tent, make a GNT, drink a little coffee, which I already brewed in my French press, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm ready to go, and I just wanted to say thank you. 2024 was a huge year, brought on more writers for the blog. They're all so talented, and they surprised me in multimedia ways, and they all just have beautiful hearts. And we did so many events, which was unexpected for me, and I've already announced some of my big plans for 2025 in Hot Literati Land to bring you and the community closer together, to give us more culture, more things to talk about, to go into our communities with. And you make this a special place. You all make this place intellectual and compassionate and just special. And I'm honored to be able to host it and bring us all together. So thank you. And if I timed this right, then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year. Have fun. Live life hard. Be safe. I appreciate you. Thank you for being a part of this.